I respect everybody until they earn my disrespect. I was wondering if anybody else had noticed how it seems that Eric Holder is very, very racist. If you look at some of the things that he has perpetrated himself, now we hear that Obungho can wash his hands of Fast and Furious because this horseshit began under George Bush. So, he doesn't really have a hand in this, which is a bunch of horseshit. But the one who had his hand fully, I mean, he was elbows deep in Fast and Furious, was Holder. Now, the reason that Fast and Furious is only one point, but is a big point to me, that points to Eric Holder's racism. Now, not too long ago, I believe it was back when Obunghol was in his first term still, and Holder got up, and I'm not sure if it was a NAACP or whatever it was, but anyway, it's a speech that can be looked up where he proclaims that America is a nation of cowards because we refuse to engage in an honest and open discussion on racism. Then we hear old Bunghole just the other day espouse that he wasn't going to get into the issue of racism because politicians seem to muddy the waters. Now remember, this is the same piece of shit who thought it was his duty to run to, I think it was Cambridge, Massachusetts, when a security guard at a university stopped what he thought was somebody breaking into a house because he got a report of somebody suspicious on the porch of a house. He went to investigate. It was a black man trying to get into his own house, and Obunghole had to insert himself in the middle of that and call this security guard out. He scolded him. Very public. Remember Beergate? Disgusting display. Well, anyway, back to Holder. Now, if you look in the prison community, the biggest, it seems, enemy to the black population is the Mexican population, over and above whites, except for, say, people that put a target on themselves like the Aryan Nation. But other than that, if you look at it, and if you look at the statistics of the crime committed in prisons, they're mostly between Mexicans and blacks. This is part of the reason I believe that Holder made sure that thousands of weapons, automatic weapons, were distributed to ruthless Mexican drug gangs, because he knew that black Americans weren't going to be killing each other with these guns, although they do at an incredible rate without them. But what Holder wanted was he wanted a Mexican massacre, for them to be massacring each other. How else can you explain if you engage in an operation where you were supposedly, which I'm still flabbergasted about this, going to follow these weapons? How the hell do you follow weapons when of 2,000 weapons that were basically walked across the border by Holder and the Justice Department, two of these guns out of 2,000 had homing devices in them, GPS, out of thousands. This is incredible to think that anybody with a half a brain is going to be able to follow this many weapons, and for innocent people not to be killed with this overwhelming number of weapons. I think this was pretty cut and dried. Holder knew exactly what he was doing, and he was getting a bunch of Mexicans to kill each other off. Think about it. Why? Where's the logic? Where's the common sense in the application of 2,000 weapons being walked over the Mexican border in some kind of misguided effort to track them? This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Because as we've seen, The only time you track them is after they're found at a crime scene. Bunch of dead bodies laying around. Really cute. Holder has his name on a lot of Mexican bodies. Innocent children caught in the crossfire of these ruthless drug gangs. Not to mention the atrocities that they commit on each other and, as I said, innocent folks. Kidnappings, drive-by shootings, what have you. And then comes the Zimmerman incident. And we have Obonghole again inserting himself into this issue, which was never, ever an issue. Well, if it was a black man shooting a white child, well, that did happen. A big, burly black man shot a 17-year-old kid who supposedly charged at him. This skinny little white kid was shot dead. No uproar. Matter of fact, we get people running their mouth that had the roles been reversed, the black man would be in jail right now, rotting away, and that's absolutely untrue. This can be looked up. It's a Rochester, New York case. It's a lie. This media frenzy that has been put forth on us. I know that Obonghole runs the media in the Obonghole administration. If they say don't report on this issue, they don't report on this issue. If they say report on that issue, they do report on that issue. It's absolutely insane. We saw Kermit Gosnell get off the TV when that should have been front and center. When babies are being slaughtered by the hundreds by one man in a supposedly family planning, what? Are you kidding me? And we are told to look the other way by nonsense stories. While Obonghole, has got these puppets going, so you don't look at Benghazi, you don't look at the IRS, you don't look at the NSA, you don't look at Holder and what he's doing, and how Obonghole puts Holder in charge of investigating Holder, and hey, the IRS can be in charge of investigating the... What the... Are you kidding me? Are you people not seeing this disgusting horse shit? People investigating themselves? Oh, people got fired a couple of months before they were going to retire. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. People are being rewarded for their wrongdoings. These people need to be held accountable. Every single congressman and senator that has voted for, the erosion of people being able to stand up for themselves, the erosion of rights for people to be able to speak their minds. We're supposedly there's a law coming down that we can't even protest. What? It's a constitutional right to be able to protest. It's freedom of speech. Every single amendment has been attacked one by one by this illegal alien Muslim dog in our White House and Holder. Back to his racism. Now, when we had the re-election going on, and we saw on camera there was proof of a black crack pamper standing in front of a voting station out front with a baton in his hand, intimidating voters. When a camera showed up, he split. Another crack pamper showed up without his baton, running his mouth about how they had every right to be there. They were there intimidating voters. Endless stories have come out about black youth sitting in chairs out in front of voting centers, telling people as they walk up, "You're here to vote for Obama, okay, but anything else, you might as well not go in." Telling people they could not vote for anybody but Obama and turning people away. These stories are coming out. And where was Holder? This is clear-cut racism. This is clear-cut voter intimidation. Holder walks away. Then again with Zimmerman and Holder. The crack pampers put out a bounty on George Zimmerman's head when law enforcement refused to arrest him because there was no grounds for arrest, as we've seen through his acquittal. Again, Holder does nothing. The crack Pampers were putting out a bounty to have George Zimmerman illegally kidnapped and detained for money from them. That's illegal. Where was Holder? Nowhere to be found. That's his job. Law and order. That's his job. He turns away. Why is it every time a black man commits a crime, it's okay with Holder, it's okay with the black half of a bunghole? Of course, we never hear about his white half, do we? Ever. Have you ever heard about it? When he lies to you about how he's gotten in an elevator and women clutch their purses closer? This little piece of shit grew up privileged. He wore Izod this and that and everything else. And when he got on an elevator at the Hilton or wherever upscale, upper crust place he was, everybody knew that he was supposed to be there and he wasn't part of the wait staff. Because the people that were grooming him let everybody know that. Nobody clutched their purse. Nobody locked their doors around a bunghole. He's a goddamn liar. He grew up in privilege. Most of all, he grew up overseas, so he's a liar. He's a bigoted, racist liar, along with Holder, who, if you look at the examples that I've shown and more, Holder is racist. Look at his record. Look what he stands up for. Look what he doesn't stand up for. And then you tell me if he doesn't look like he has racist tendencies on the record. These are things that he's done that can't be questioned. He's done them. That's it. They're done. They're on record. You're going to tell me that he's not racist? I think clearly the things he's done have shown that he is racist. He is in no shape to hold the highest office, the highest law enforcement office in our land. And then we got another racist holding the very highest office, a bunghole. A complete fraud. As I said, never a word about his white half. Never a word about the little white baby that got shot in the face by two little black punks after they shot the little baby's mom. They shot the baby and killed it when the mom didn't have money to turn over to them. Not a word from old bunghole's white half. You're going to tell me he's not racist? You might want to look at things a little bit closer, people. When he tells you that we're just making up scandals and phony charges. What's phony is a bunghole through and through. You have to look at everything about him because nothing is true. You end up at a stone wall. Look into it yourself, people. This is supposedly the leader of the free nation. He's going to lead us into a war that Putin is going to arm one side, we're going to arm the other in Egypt. The Muslim Brotherhood, the sworn enemy of the United States, and this is not treason? What are you people thinking? We got to wake up, America. You got to start looking into a march. We got to start looking into doing what Egypt did. Let's go to D.C. en masse. Let's go. Let's start linking arms, people, and let's go, and let's show them how it's done. Years ago, America showed the world how it was done. Now we sit back, and the world shows us. I think it's time to tell them that amongst all of these sheeple, there are wolves like you and I, and we have been awoken, and we're coming, and we're hungry. Start looking into a march, people. September 9th, I think, is a good date. Look into it. God bless America. God bless all of us patriots. Let's stick together. Let's get this tyrannous government gone. Holder, gone. A bunghole, gone. God bless America. God bless everyone. Good luck. I think we're going to need it.